Great. Well, let me take a sip of my water, and I'll begin the recap, because in the last session, sippy, you all finished viewing the unveiling of the Sky Cart. You saw the full length of it, the whole shebang as it would be. You're given a brief speech by Renee Lauder. Another conversation was had with Otto Bendelli by Nasir, namely, while Drew returned back to the rest of the group after, I believe, also briefly speaking with Mr. Bendelli for a moment about just the general science, or the general, I guess, construction of these kind of objects. Yuri was kind of old man vibing for the most part. What was going on, reflecting on some of the things that were going on, and taking in the marvel of the Sky Cart and the machine. Alexi was calling it black magic and how it shouldn't work, and then argued with Nasir about how it should work for a bit of time, and argued with Alexi for a bit of time about how, or Yuri about how it should work for a bit of time. One moment here. About that. While in the bathroom, Alexi was given a warning, or Rashawn, not Rashawn, wow, different character. Rashawn's not here anymore. Marlon, wow, similar names, what the fuck? Marlon, who was not here at the time, was given a warning by his friend, which also in turn gave the warning to Alexi about being careful across seas and causing trouble, because if they're actually onto something, if by some miracle they're actually onto some, conspiracy involving someone from the Interlock, the best way to lose your credibility is to become an international criminal. Alexi also heard from Marlon about what the WCA stood for on the sticky note attached to the Airmost Unearthed documentary outtakes. And then you all left. You guys spent the next 2 days doing some meager purchasing and preparation before you drove out to the Advanced Research Center early in the morning, saw the Skycart being loaded up with passengers, climbed aboard. A brief conversation was had between Jalil and not your party's Alexi, but his friend Alexi, and it was revealed that despite all the credibility as an archaeologist, as a professor, Vincent has, there's no way he should have the kind of money he does to keep funding all of these purchases, all the expensive crap like the steam cart he'd use for the robbery, and how he just thinks it's odd how someone that hasn't worked in months has this much money just sitting around. And then you all sat down, you waited a few minutes, and then you took off. We're spoken to by the captain, who seemed just as surprised as some of you all were about flying, but you did lift off and were told that the ETA to Airmost would be about 2.5 to 3 days, which is the fastest trip ever across the ocean. We left off with you all in your seats. If anyone had any conversations they wish to have, you're welcome to do so now. Otherwise, I will continue onwards. Because I remember we ended off at a point where everyone just got in their seats. If anyone had anything they wished to discuss with their fellow passengers or with any other member from the party, you are free to do so at this point as we pick up with you all having just reached the cloud ceiling above Gaspillage. I'll play this song. This song. The estate sale song, because why not?
Can I get 5 seconds to transfer over the Discord to my phone? I'm about to go pick up a pizza.
You're good. So, I'll wait for Jose to do that for a second here. Does anyone have any conversation they wish to do with any of the
Wait.
rest aboard. You're good. I'll come back to you. I just want to ask. Currently on board the Skycart are Vanessa Wilde and her son Naheem Wilde. There's Renee Lauder. There's Wesley C. Adams. There's Otto Bendelli, and then there is Group One's friend Alexi, as well as another individual who none of you are. Oh no, one person I believe that you're aware of. That I believe Lucian had encountered briefly with Alicia. It is the other agent that handles art purchasing, Daniel Sum, if you recall that one, Chris. You met him briefly at the first gallery showcase, and they were talking with Alicia in front of the building.
Oh.
Danielle Sum.
Gotcha.
But you see her on board as well. Beyond them, of course, there are the 4 cabin attendants that are all kind of having their own seats towards the front where the captain's quarters are. And then the captain, of course, behind the closed doors of his room.
Wait, Alicia's on the plane?
No, her coworker is Danielle.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, man, she didn't hit me up or nothing.
Last time you talked to her, she said she was heading to West Creek Valley for a different project.
Right. Okay.
I guess Danielle would see you just out of politeness and give you like a wave, Lucian, remembering who you are.
I kind of throw up a few fingers and just say hi back. Or nod.
As a recollection for everyone, there are amenities on board the plane. There is every 3 hours, there's a quick snack bar that rolls down the aisles. You can grab stuff. There's on-demand water, of course. They have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the full 3-course meal service. You get pillows and the audio recordings of the films from the actual theater. Blankets, reclining seats. Request music over the radio aboard the speakers inside. And of course, books, magazines, and some comics. But beyond that, yes, Jose, do you have anyone we should speak to? Drew?
Yeah, is there anybody, like, is it like a common standing area at all? Or is it just like you have to be in your seats like an actual airplane the entire time?
There's like a standing area because they have like a little book and magazine section towards the back where you can kind of sit down and strap into like these like almost semi. It's like a 2-seater couch as opposed to like an individual seat that kind of faces the inwards of the aisle as opposed to facing forward.
All right, I just want to head over there and see if I see any interest. Like girls in my eye.
Okay. I will say you would notice currently sitting there are I just had it. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, I'm on the wrong page, that's why. You would see Wesley C. Adams, member of the Interlock, the older fellow you got the smell from, and Alexi, your friend, are both sitting there kind of in mid-conversation. Both of them have different books on like historical, cultural stories and biographies. They were both talking and just discussing their books right now. You know, imagine like 2 scholars having a conversation. It's not very entertaining, but they seem to be enjoying it. And then Alexi kind of gets up and strolls back over to his seat, kind of sees you, kind of gives you a wave and pats you on the shoulder as he walks past.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, there we go. You were connected to my car.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't hear. But you said it was Alexi and Wesley C talking, and then Alexi had noticed me and like kind of gestured me over.
Yeah, I mean, he saw you. He was preparing to leave the little reading section to head back to his seat after getting a book, but he saw you and kind of gave you a pat on the shoulder and was going to keep walking if you didn't stop him, of course. But he was briefly having a conversation with Wesley for a moment, it looked like.
I'll actually let him go, and I'll go up to Wesley.
Okay, yeah. And Alexi walks over to his seat, sits back down next to Miss Wilde and her son. And Wesley sees you walking up, looks up to you. Gesture, you have a seat? Yeah, gesture for the open seat next to him, if you would like to have a seat there.
Yeah, I sit down. I'm just like, wow, so it's actually flying, eh? Oh, wait, I'm British. Sorry.
Became Canadian.
Actually in the sky!
Yeah, this is a marvelous thing to look at, if I'm to be honest. I did not expect... Well, I did expect, I hoped, I guess. 2 to move the interlocker on board this thing, so having anything bad happen would have been a tragedy, but I had my faith in Miss Lauter. I knew I was backing the right person when I helped fund this project, and supported it with a bit of backing on my end.
Indeed, it's the bit of thing you see on TV and in books, but you don't actually believe it true.
Close my door.
Say,
Yes, precisely that. Precisely that. You hear about these potential wonders and technological marvels, but then there's always some fault that holds them back, something that stalls them and keeps them from excellence. In this case, it appears as though Miss Lotta had no stops. She had a good team behind her, and the knowledge and know-how to get it done properly.
yes. What exactly are they using to power this?
I believe they're using one of her newer models for the steam engine that she's been working on. It is a higher powered one, more longevity, better recycling systems from what I've heard. Then again, that's all just technical jargon I can't really comprehend, but I'm assuming it just helps it keep cool and refueled faster.
I see you have a history book.
Yes.
Interested in that?
Oh. I suppose it's not surprising. Many people don't know about my past. I used to be an archaeologist when I was younger.
An archaeologist. Intriguing.
Yes.
I've read about it. I've even dabbled in the art of it myself. However, I was never really caught on by the actual technology.
Archaeology is not a very rewarding practice to be in for a long time, but I was more into the anthropology side of the digs that we did. I'd help find the old settlements, and I'd try and connect their cultures and histories to the other ones around them to see if there's a connection in, culture or belief or advancements, and see, just how possibly disjointed or connected the people might have been, and so. Lots of.
I understand.
And recently my passion was into cartography, and I mean it all ties into anthropology in my opinion. Cartography, seeing where settlements are located or where they were located in the past, helps you map out how we might have adjusted our cities for the modern day kind of things.
Because my mother always said, you have to know your history to prepare for the future.
Precisely. So, what are you interested in exactly? I understand you don't seem to be a historical man unless I'm misunderstanding these things, of course.
I'm not really. I dabble around. I'm more so into carpentry. The woodworks have always intrigued me, especially those.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I mean, I'm not big on sailing myself, but I did. I mean, in recent times, I have been working on. Well, what's the recent times? Recent for me is old news for you. I'm an older man. But in my recent big projects, I've been working on incorporating old customs and philosophies and strategies into advancing oceanic cartography, learning how before we had steam engine boats, how they used to sail across the Crescent Ocean, because I assume someone has to have sailed across the ocean before us. There's recordings of, motions being seen on coastlines as far back as the late, what's the fella's name? The sailor fellow, hell with this one, name eluded me. Had the lighthouse, Jessica. As far back as the great explorer Jesper de Ioning, there were records of Mosins and Gassians sailing to and fro the continent. So I've been trying to figure out, safest lanes they would have found in the waters. I'm going to ramble, so I'm so sorry. But it is great to hear someone interested in at least carpentry and boat making. You might very well be the person I could be looking for possibly making a new type of ship to sail the oceans. Wouldn't that be something? Small world if that became the case.
Very well. I'm always interested in a new project to pick up.
What's your name once again? I don't think I caught it the first time we met.
Drew Maplewood.
Drew Maplewood. I will make sure to remember this time. He kind of posted like a small little book from his, inside of his coat, right down on a piece of paper. Drew Maplewood. You might be getting if you have a number to give me when we get back to Visix, whenever we come back to Visix, I might be giving you a call for a big project if that's the case. We can't let these I can't let these youngsters kind of show up us old heads for forever. I think it's time I make a breakthrough in my own regard before I get too old to work, and you might be the man to help me do it.
Lovely. I look forward to your call.
Of course. Well, don't let me hold you up. There's plenty of books and comics to read and other things and magazines and the stuff. I'm just going to continue scrolling through this little picture book I found.
Okay, I grab a magazine that talks about the history of fucking boats or just like adventuring, and yeah, just return them. I see.
Okay. Does anyone have any conversation they wish to have with anyone on board the cart? You are of course free to walk to leave your seats currently as you've reached a cruising altitude. So I know it's free to walk around and talk to anyone else they wish.
Let me get to my computer.
No, okay. What about you, Nasir? Anyone you should talk to?
Can I go harass Otto again?
Sure. I mean, you see him over in his seat, kind of looking out the window right now. And you walk over and you hear the faint kind of snoring sound as he's kind of breathing heavily.
Oh, never mind. I'll leave him alone.
he has like a book in his hand, but it's kind of like halfway over his face, like he's not even really reading it.
Love that. All right, I'll leave him alone. I'll go find someone to just talk about nonsense with.
Okay, I mean, you did spot the person talking with Drew. Looks to also be of Mosin descent, most likely. Seemed a bit. There aren't a lot of on board this Skycar. There aren't a lot of course, Mosins on board this Skycar. There's Otto. There is you. There's Jaleel, and then there's who appears to be a friend of Drew, Lucian, and Jaleel. This Alexi fellow that you see has been chatting every now and again. He's currently back in his seat next to who you heard to be Nahim. Juniper Wild's wife. And if you recall, I mean, you probably recall, but that was the man you were trying to reach previously before he had his tragic death.
His timely death, yeah. He was sick, right?
Yes.
Yeah, where we rang the doorbell.
Said he was very ill. Didn't recover.
Very ill.
Did not begin to, and he was not recovering anytime soon. But they were trying, but did not seem to make it.
Still don't believe it, but okay.
That he's dead, or that he was ill?
No, that he was sick.
Yeah, he's actually chilling over the Circus of Odds. It's him over in the Circus of Odds right now. It's him and fucking who's the old Onward guy? All the old who they thought were dead are actually just chilling on the Circus of Islands right now. They're just all hanging out there.
Yeah,
Fake
exactly.
their deaths. They all went there. Maximilian Erickson is there. James Onsworth, Captain Yawning. They're all hanging out there together. Fake their deaths all over there.
What? Alexi, you said?
Yes. Not your friend, not your partner member Alexi. It's a different Alexi, which is hilarious to me. It is hilarious to me that I made this character Alexi, then Mason named this character. I'm like, I can't rename it now. It's too late.
Wow, you didn't hold?
No, I couldn't.
Could have been a Bexy.
Balexi. But yeah, you see him. He just got back to his seat, sitting next to the Wild family. Has a book in his, looks like he has a book in his hand, reading over it.
I'm kind of torn because I know Drew just talked to him, but Nazir doesn't know him, so I don't want to take up everyone's time. So I'll just say Nazir goes over there and talks basic Mosian stuff, yada yada, the homeland, yada yada.
You will get from this conversation with Alexi that he's a second generation actually. His family was from Eremos, but he was born in Gaspillage. He is Mosin, and he does have family that he visits, but from what you gather from his discussion, that he's more of a traveling man. So his family now lives his family moved to Gaspillage before he was born. So
has he been there a lot, or is he kind of?
Oh yeah, he's a huge history buff. So he travels to and from all the time.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so they'll just yap about Eremos and how beautiful the country is. Or continent.
I will say you also get from just the brief conversation with Alexei is that he is a super bubbly social guy. Like he seemed a little apprehensive when you first approached, and then as soon as you started talking about like the Eremos at all, he's like, "Oh, you know that in the year, whoa, 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 whoa." It started like going about something like, and you might be like, "Oh yeah, I know that," but you know this, like, "Yeah, I know that," but you know that because that thing you told me that this, and he starts just like going on like a tangents about
Exactly.
different
No,
things.
this is perfect. I think they're both like doing the descending into madness to anyone else.
You'd see
Yeah.
Miss Wild and her son both kind of look over to you as talking and give you as your prize. They kind of give you a polite nod and they stand and go back to like the little reading section toward the back.
I feel like this is two people who talk other people's ears off, finally just finding each other and leaving everyone else alone.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what happened. The two of them kind of find different seats after they come back with their books and just kind of sit like a row behind you guys.
Love that.
Going over to you, Yuri.
So, Skycart, Eremos.
Skycard Eremos.
Are there any people on here that look like they'd be related to the following once my obsidian opens? Ba-ba-ba. Yuri's archive. All right. There is a. I need to organize this a little better at some point because I can't find what I'm looking for. All right. Does anyone here look like they go to any of the dig sites or have that kind of profession?
You'd have to ask. Everyone here is dressed very professionally right now. Like,
Yeah.
think like, I mean, we think like 1920s airplane. There are people with in like suits and ties on here, kind of stuff. Ladies wearing dresses, and they have like this big hat sitting next to them in their seats. Sunglasses, like this is. They all look like very professional individuals.
Oh man, I'm not sure. I would probably just listen around to see if anyone brings up anything about that, or the keywords that Yuri's ears are really trying to catch are memory vaults and archaeology type stuff.
I mean, you would have heard Drew talking with Wesley in the back of the plane briefly about him being an archaeologist when he was younger.
Good enough.
I mean, Wesley is also a name you've heard recently from both Alexi and Marlon.
Oh, so I don't think I have that in my list of names.
Oh, you don't, do you?
Wait, is it Wesley Adam? Yeah, Wesley C. Adams right here. The motherfucker in the tape. Although I don't know if Yuri knows that.
I mean, you were told by Lexi that WCA means Wesley C. Adams, and you learned it from Marlon.
Was that on the tape?
It was
was
attached to the tape in Vincent's house near Bloomfest.
Holy shit. Wait, this is huge.
And so was the initial Juniper Wild for JW, which you deciphered, and his wife and son are on board.
Juniper Wild's wife and son are on this thing right now?
Yep, Hema Wild and his wife, whose name I always forget because she's not important for some reason, I guess.
How would I have picked up that they're here?
Because, I mean, I guess you wouldn't have. Unless you didn't know.
Motherfucker.
I mean, I just said it out loud because that's gave the full list of people and everyone when I was interested in the full crew. Vanessa Wild. His wife's name is Vanessa, but
Vanessa.
anyways.
Oh, I wouldn't know that one, so I'm gonna go back to Wesley.
You gonna walk over to him?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna approach this man because now I know his name, so I'm gonna be. Whenever Yuri finds someone related to his horrifyingly annotated little journal of madness, it's like he's getting a book signing.
You walk over. He's still in the back reading through from this picture book. He's put back now. It's a different book in his hand. Sees you, gestures for you to have a seat next to him as he keeps reading.
You, Are you Wesley C. Adams?
I'd like to think I am. Okay, pulls the read glass off his nose, puts him on the top,
Stab him in the chest.
top around his collar. Yes, I am. No, please have a seat. Sorry, did not. If you're put off by me being here, I could move somewhere else.
No, I need to speak with you directly. I have some questions.
Sure, by all means. Please, still have a seat, unless you prefer to stand.
I mean, I would say this is an uncomfortable device we are currently floating in. I'm sure the turbulence is not great in this age.
No, not at all. Fairly smooth, but still not the best.
Smooth compared to a boat. Anyways. Well, you see, Wesley, I have done a decent amount of research into your work.
Ah. Which part? I've been in 2 different major fields. I mean, they kind of go hand in hand, but
I pull out one of the tapes.
what do you have there? What is that? A little
It's-
film roll?
This tape is recounting, I believe, a conversation between you and Juniper Wild.
Ah, I understand. You must have. Are you a follower of the Little Aramos Unearthed documentaries we were doing? You look like you were probably a boy around that age. You must be a fan of that work.
Only recently have I started to discover the work. You see, and I will pull out Wild's journal. I found this.
What is that there?
This is the what remains of Juniper Wild's journal.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, lucky find for you. That's a piece of historical gold you've got there, son. Oh, I say son, we look like they're probably the same age, to be honest.
Listen, I need to know if there's anything else you can tell me about what happened between you and Wild. You see, I'm going to Eremos to try to understand it better.
Not much to go over with that, in my opinion. A difference in ideas of how you should handle a dig, is all it was. Archaeologists that are in the same field always have preferences on what they think should be done with a dig site, and we just couldn't work together anymore. And so our little joint project of Eremos on Earth came to a close after that dig. There's nothing more to talk about, in my opinion.
So, which one of you proposed the conflicting method?
That would have been Juniper. He was more outspoken about all the showcasing and you know. I'm not really a man for that kind of stuff. Well, I guess to be exact, he was more the kind that was, you should let sleeping dogs lie, and I believed there is something to be learned from any piece of history.
Yes.
And you know, when you're on the same dig, trying to do the same project that's being filmed, if one of you finds something interesting and wants to, you know, cut it out and bring it to the surface, and the other one's like, no, leave it there, belongs there, you know, it doesn't make for good television. It just makes for drama, and we didn't want drama to start surrounding the archaeological, you know, field. Split apart. Thought it'd be best to go separate ways.
I understand. When you were in Eremos, what was the exact nature of the dig sites that you attended?
It was all over. We had some, or most we had were kind of between Patrida and the Sinking Dudes. We had a handful in the Sinking Dudes, like one or two. I say a handful, like one or two. Only one was major, and then we had like one or two near Hezuro Predaka up toward the north. But beyond that, you don't find much out there unless you really dig deep in the sand. And a lot of those places are preservation zones, so we can't really just go around tearing up random parts of sand. We had to get permission from the Senatus out there and from the Land Protection Agency and all that stuff. but all over. Most of them are just little settlements we found typically, or remnants of nomadic groups that might have been lost in the sands and buried out there. Plenty of things.
All right. What do you know about Vincent Rarowan?
Smart young man, takes too much of the Juniper in my opinion, but that's opinion based.
I see.
Yeah, they share similar ideals in history. Not the exact one-to-one. Juniper is still more of an extremist in that regard, but they do share similarities, which is why we got into a little spat back in the day. Had a joint, or I guess a debate over at the university in Visix between the ethics of, digging and archaeology and all that stuff. But smart young man. I won't take anything from him. Smart young man. But too much like Juniper for this field. The field needs less heavy hands, I feel like. Really needs less heavy hands.
You see. So what brings you on this skycart trip back to Eremos?
Trying to pretend I'm young again. Relive the youth of traveling. See if this really worked. And support a member of our government in their projects.
So, tell me, what do you think of the moon?
What way?
Is it cut? Have you ever felt like sometimes it gives you different emotions?
Are you one of the superstitious types, are you?
No, I'm not, but I have found lots of interesting things with this book I've been studying.
Book? Juniper's book? A little journal you found?
No, I'll pull out the stars above us. No, I believe this book was written by Vincent himself, actually.
Look at the book for a second. That is, don't believe I'm familiar with that work. What is it? The stars above us. Might have to give it a look. You think they have it in the library on board the plane?
I would doubt such a thing. I found this at an old observatory.
Private collection of books, small distribution. Makes sense. The unbeing Professor Vincent seemed like a very private man. Probably just again, he's not as extreme as Juniper, but he was still on that length of cultural and philosophy and theology, all those things, So, I personally don't understand the question if I feel like it gives me an odd feeling. I mean, anything can give you an odd feeling, and it could be coincidental. Is science is behind the moon affecting the waves, so it goes to show that public can affect the psyche in some regard as well.
You have nothing else to say on the celestial body above us?
It's very pretty at night to look at. Good way to guide yourself if you're lost at sea. Kind of.
I don't know, DM. This guy, I think this guy's got something else.
If you want to give me a roll, you're welcome to either roll me intelligence or wisdom.
Compared to the shit that was on that tape, this guy seems off.
Hell yeah.
84.
Uh-oh.
Can I give him help?
Where the fuck are you?
Are you eyeing him? Did you eye him going over to Wesley, or you've been still enraptured in your
Is this
conversation?
happening at the same time as the conversation with Alexi, better Alexi?
I'd say be a bit. No, probably a bit after that, because it would have been at the same time you were talking to the other Alexi, is when Drew was talking to Wesley. Yuri went to talk to Wesley after Drew, so you would probably been either in the middle of talking with better Alexi, I guess that you're gonna call him now.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of talking to Group One
I'm gonna
Alexi.
kill him.
I'm joking. You're in the middle.
I'm not.
You're either in the middle of talking to Group One Alexi or at the very end of it.
My RP will die.
So it is. I'll say it is your choice. If you want to, if you don't believe you would have caught it, but you want to try anyways, you can roll me either wisdom or intelligence, or you can say you've ended the conversation and would like to go for it. I'll leave that up to your decision in this moment. If you believe you'd still be mid conversation, you can try and roll for it. Otherwise,
No, I wouldn't join the conversation, but if I saw him, because I have a thing where it's like if you can add.
so
what
do
is it?
you believe you would have been still mid conversation, or do you believe that you would have been done talking by now?
I hate
That's
to
what I'm
say it,
saying.
I don't think he's gonna be done talking.
In that case, you can roll me intelligence or wisdom to see if you spot this happening.
But
While they're all doing this, I'm going to stab the Mosin prick in the chest.
He is he's
He's a
tough.
good guy.
Racist.
He's a
This
good
is
man.
actually a hate crime. Holy shit.
As I see him go to pull out his knife, I secretly walk to the back engine room to plant a secret bomb.
All right.
Fucking whatever.
You find a solid snake back there, already planting a bomb. Anyways, 86. You would out the corner of your eye see Yuri, who you believe to be this crazy old man, walking to the back of the plane to talk to Wesley. To talk to Wesley, who you also clocked over that side of the plane.
Yeah, I don't really trust.
So in that
Wesley.
case, you can use your reaction if you'd like.
Nice.
So you're currently at an 85 right now, Yuri.
Yes, so you get my intelligence modifier ×2, which is. So you get +6.
That is, so that puts you at 91. That is just enough. You rolled a 90.
What the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
He's definitely not revealing everything to you at the moment. You're not sure what he could be hiding. Perhaps discomfort in the subject or a lack of interest, but there's definitely more he's not divulging in this conversation. And you barely can glean that. He's a very, I mean, beyond being, an older fellow who probably knows how to mask his emotions better, he is still also a member of government, so he's got some level of charisma to him, and he is still a fairly intelligent man that can divulge his body language in a way to falsely present a mood or a facade of how he's feeling.
Oh, this guy's got a champagne mask. That's this guy. Well then, with that being barely acquired.
Yo, real quick, is it a full moon?
Oh.
Werewolf? Is it a
Shut
full moon?
up!
You want to see me like this?
It is still early in the day. Put an hour forward. It's still early in the day. However, it is currently, I believe it is not a full moon yet, if I recall, by the months. Let me go look at the calendar real quick, but I'm fairly certain it's not a full moon.
You said for passengers. Maybe.
Let me go see the lunar calendar. It is not a full moon. It would have been a full moon would have been last month or 3 months ago. The moon phases are very slow here. It is currently what would it be? What would a quarter of the moon be for all you nerds that know a moon phase? What would a quarter of the moon showing be?
Which way is it going? Which quarter? Is it waxing or waning?
Alright, now.
Let me check. Actually, I can see. Look at the picture. It would be. It'd be waxing.
I see. So we're on the way to a full moon, but we still have a couple nights.
Oh, it's very slow. When I say it is very slow. It is multiple there's a lot of days before the moon phase will change again. It is not. This one does not go by the day by day of the moon phase changing. It is more of a quarter of a year change. Every quarter of the year, the moon phase changes for the next quarter of the year.
That means a lot for the book, Gabe.
It is the lunar calendar. The moon showings related to the sun's blockage by the fractured moon above. So it is the summer would be the full show, then spring would be quarter show, winter would be no show, and then fall would be a half show.
Okay, and we're in which season?
You're currently in quarter, so you were currently in fall.
So this is all... I'm trying to compare this to my thing. Oh dear. Guys, this is the first quarter of the moon, yeah? You know, that means this is apathy season.
It's apathy season.
Yeah, Gabe just made seasonal depression through the moon canon.
Oh my god, shut up. But yes, what do you do with that information?
Fall.
What do you do with the information? Shut up. What do you do with this information that you've gained, or the insight you've gained?
Alright. I see. What do you say once we land? Perhaps I could join you and we could go check out on big sites and stuff like that.
Well, you're welcome to follow me if you'd like. I'd assume if this is your first time to Adamos, you'd like to see your own sites, but if you don't mind following a boring old man around, you're welcome to accompany me.
The only thing I'm interested in Eremos, besides my own other goal, is to perhaps learn more about the memory vaults.
Wonderful place to go to. Full of history of the people. So I'd recommend it. I really do.
Yo, he doesn't sound like he likes you like he like me. I'm just letting it be known. He was excited to talk to me later.
Cared about your profession. I just shut up and started babbling about the moon and his old thing he doesn't like.
The moon hunts.
Shut up.
Leave it to Khonshu, Lexi.
Punching the jaw and breaks your neck.
Well, I will let you enjoy the rest of it.
And you as well. Make sure you enjoy this to the fullest. I had a lot of good amenities on board. Take use of them. Make use of them. I know I am. Gives you like a little soft smile. Looks back to his book.
What's he reading?
Right now, it looks like he's going over like recent historical topics of Patrita, like any changes in, like it's more like a collection of like news snippets from the recent months in Eremos and Patrita.
He's reading slot magazines from right next to the cash register about Eremos.
Pretty much.
Alright. I mean, I'll go check out the amenities, whatever those are in this.
Yeah, I mean, you can go request me. There's the little music box in the back for you to play music. They've got a snack bar that's currently going on the aisle right now. I guess rather breakfast. They be right this current point in time. They be serving breakfast around this time.
Hell yeah, breakfast.
They got little like box like hat, like little clap down Tupperware plated things.
Can I get Danish? They have Danishes, right?
Yeah, they got Danishes.
Can I get a Danish?
Yeah.
Apple Danish thing.
They serve screwdrivers.
I mean, you
For
can
breakfast?
Yeah.
They don't have a cocktail bar on here. They have like things are bottled already. You can get Captain Connie's draft beer if you'd like.
Do they have anything hotter than that?
Not on
screwdriver to beer.
I mean, they do. They do have harder drinks, but they've got bottles of Captain Connie's on board right now. I'll say at this point in this year, you would see that when the food comes around, Otto wakes up and goes, oh. Did I faint? Oh shit.
Crazy.
I mean, again, a lot of people are nervous about this shit. Flying is not something people would ever do at all.
He
Literally, guys.
Yeah, he was reading his book, looked at the window, and just fucking lost his shit and passed out.
I thought he was napping.
He was. Alexandra, anyone you should talk to, or are you just chilling, Alexandra? Or are you anyone you want to talk to as well?
I'm just chilling. Can I look out like a window?
Yeah, you see. I mean, you've been playing planes, Lily. It is being through the clouds thing right now is this experience. But imagine that as like a fucking 5 who's never flown on a plane before. Like you are seeing the whole world from a point of view that no one besides the people on this plane will ever see it for who knows how long until it flies again. This is the first time anyone has witnessed the cloud ceiling in history.
Ooh. Can we take pictures?
If you have a camera, you can.
I will try to find someone with a camera to take pictures.
I will say Vanessa Wild has a camera. You see her already on at her remote kind of snapping pictures. She goes to a picture of her and her son, and a picture of her and her son in the seat. Take a picture of like the cabin inside and the people here that are smiling and waving. Some kind of nod at the camera, do funny faces.
I'll go up. Can I have one of your pictures of the sky? It is mesmerizing.
Of course. No problem. And she will actually take one for yourself, the best angle you'd like, and she'll hand you the camera.
Awesome. Thank you.
And then,
I will take pictures, a picture, and give it back.
all right, go ahead. Add a picture of. I mean, whatever you took a picture of. Add a picture of whatever you took a picture of into your inventory. It is up to your discretion of what the picture looks like. It's cool. Alexander doing a little peace sign at the window, taking a selfie with the camera. However, if there's nothing else anyone wishes to discuss, it is, I say brief, but it is only for flying. It is a 2.5 day trip, so if no one has anything else they wish to discuss over the next few days, we will progress forward. All good? Thumbs ups? Everyone set? Good.
Yeah, Alexi's just trying to not panic being in this sky cart, so that's mostly
I will
what they're
say the
doing.
cabinets will notice this, and they will, when they come around with like their little snack bar stops and little bags of peanuts, they always bring you like an extra bottle of Captain Connie's whenever you don't order a drink from like, if you can like order drinks during like they don't have a lot of options for mixing or for cocktails, but they'll bring you like a cocktail for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you order one, and in between during the snack bar phase, they will bring you specifically a bottle of Captain Connie's beer to keep you just slightly inebriated while you're flying.
Lovely. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted.
So yes, for the rest of you, Alexi is currently on the plane, either constantly inebriated or drunk entirely, at a constant state of inebriation, be it buzzed or drunk. He's always there.
I love that. Excellent.
However,
I love this man. I will marry him.
oh my goodness,
Joking.
I will now put into the screen. You guys are about here by this day. There we go. The bell over the radio dings. Captain Noir speaks. Sorry to disturb your relaxation, everyone. However, I'm happy to announce we are beginning our descent. We'll be landing on the outskirts of Patrida in 4 hours. I recommend buckling back into your seats and getting comfortable. And the Skycart tilts the nose slightly down and begins to tear through the clouds. You all return to your seats and strap in. The vehicle shakes and rocks from the increased speed. You see nothing outside the windows but clouds. The rain starts to patter against the glass for a few moments before you break free of the clouds kind of underneath. And you bear witness to the dark sands and open oasis of Eremos. Let me see if I have this song right here. I think it's not here. Go. There we go. There we go. That's fine. It is, at this point in time, beep, 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 beep. Late. Get this now. Only a few hours distant to the ground, you've made it to the other continent. And you can assume, or at least possibly assume, that at around this time, or maybe a bit before, possibly a few days after, you're not exactly sure the time scale, Vincent will be here as well. Descending further, clouds become clear sky, becomes a mist or a fog that clings to the windows, moisture accumulating on the glass. Your stomach lifts with your body as the Stargard continues on its downward path, and then they sink hard as the eagle flattens out. Weight presses against your chest as the Stargard decelerates. You hear wind scattering as the small fins on the wings lift to increase the drag and further slow you. The sky cart jostles, rocks, and shakes as the wheels touch down on solid ground. The sound of screeching tires rips through the cabin. Your body strains against the seatbelt for nearly a full minute as the force of the flight is steadily reduced to almost nothing. The radio crackles to life. Welcome to Amos. We hope you enjoyed your trip, and we thank you for being part of history. Remain seated as we are guided to our warehouse and park. People begin to kind of... I'll admit it. People do the thing that no one likes. They start clapping as a plane lands. Woohoo! Yay! You know? People do that. I mean, this is the first plane ever. People are definitely gonna clap and cheer and whistle, so everyone does it. It's okay. It's for this age, is the first flight. It gets a pass to the very first flight.
I'm definitely like fucking. I'm proud as shit that we landed. I was definitely clapping like crazy. I'm gonna be nice.
Renee is doing like the thing where she puts both hands together, like kind of like, you know, the little over the hand kind of. I don't know what the fuck it's called. The arm rock thing where she puts her hands up in victory. After about 20 minutes of kind of gently rolling across the ground, you begin to see the low-hanging fog across the turf, or not the turf, what's it called? The tarp. There we go. The tarmac. There we go. The tarmac. The sun just beginning to lower from its peak in the sky. The climate-controlled. Oops, sorry, right here. There we go. The climate-controlled interior of the cabin is a sharp contrast to what you imagine the outside world is. Finally, the movement stops. The flight staff are to move through the cabin, doing checks and organization. One of them goes to the door and unlocks it. A seal breaks, and fresh, humid air floods inside. The comfortable climate is replaced by a heavy, hard-to-breathe-in heat. The attendant rotates a small crank, and the staircase extends out from the sky curtain toward the ground with a thud. This attendant walks down first, followed by Renee Lauder, until, after a few minutes, the radio clicks on once more. You all are free to depart. If I don't see some of you, for a while we're here in Eremos, I'll see you at departure. Please speak to Miss Lauder regarding the duration of stay. And it clicks off again. And you watch as the other people off the car begin to stand up and exit down the staircase. And you all kind of, wait for your lane to come through, and you all stand up and begin to exit. Those of the cabin that are still, those of the crew that are still inside, kind of give you a slight head nod as you walk past, just for you to keep walking. Stepping outside of the confines of the sky cart into the heavier air of Eremos, familiar to two of you, Tarkin's not here, but familiar to two of you, this heavier air, you are greeted by an expanse like no other. An untouchable beauty, an undisturbed oasis. This view, of course, is beyond the borders of the moderately sized facility the Skycard has landed in. Though it is much smaller than the Interlock Research Facility, or Research Center, it is still a fairly large compound you're currently located in. You see an open hangar a few yards ahead where the Skycard is still not fully being guided into, but where you can see the warehouse kind of hangar is open, waiting for you all to disembark so we can go inside for whatever is going to happen next. You hear Renee speak loudly over the crowd as everyone's grabbing their bags. We'll be departing for Gaspillage in about 30 days. So please enjoy your stay here while you can. I'll put the departure date in the chat as well, so you all can have that. This is your departure date. So you can have that for yourselves. There will be I believe, she looks over to Otto, who whispers in her ear. Mr. Bendelli has procured us dune treaders, I'm being told, that will arrive in 5 days to take you all to Petrita. So, just enjoy the lodgings here for the time being, and once they arrive, we will depart immediately to the city. That's all. And she kind of walks towards towards the hangar, following the skycar as it rolls further away. And again, for the sake of your sanity, there's not much to do at this. It is looking around. The research facility that they had in Gaspia for the airlock looked to have been well established for a moderate amount of time. This facility looks to be relatively new. There are still buildings in the process of being construction. There's one major center building. There is a few of these little warehouses and hangars, but beyond that, there are a lot of things that are still either in construction or plots of land opened up for future construction. So for these next few days, will everyone please add in, unless you wish to keep your clothing that you're wearing on your person right now, I'd say you can put away your current clothing and please add in just like, I'll just put in like Mosin attire for all of you to have. Just basic, more flowy, breathing clothing that is more suited for the humidity and the heat. You know, they've got shawls and hoods you can put up to kind of cover your face. Very flowy, baggy clothing that is much better than being in the suits and other attire people from Gaspia came here wearing. Otto came in here dressed for the weather, as well as Alexei and Wesley, but everyone else that is not a frequenter of Eremos came here dressed for who knows what, for appearance rather than functionality. However, these 5 days do pass swiftly. On the 18th day of the month, which I'm gonna put it on the screen this time, but so you have it. On the 18th day, 5 days after you all have arrived at this facility and have spent this time getting your bearings on how time works here, the difference in the clocks work here, getting yourself acclimated with your sleep schedules, being given the basic rundown of the weather, how it is very, very humid during the day, but it gets exceptionally hot, like blisteringly hot at night, and how it's best to handle most of your business during the day unless you have means of cooling yourself for nightly travel or you're going short distances. A lightly dressed staff member gathers all the passengers from the sky cart into the main kind of lobby area of this facility, which you will have learned to be called. There you go. It is the Gaudem Christus Commune, which you're welcome to translate in your own time, but this is the current facility you're in right now. And it appears to be of course, it is similar to the research facility they had in Gaspillage, but it is more attuned towards cycling in fresh minds every now and again to keep this consistent ecosystem of growth and development in projects that go on here. People kind of sleep on this campus or on these grounds as opposed to come here to work and then leave again. It is much more akin to like a college or a university, but if it was a bunch of industry professionals going to college again together just to make cool stuff or to research different things. And you do notice there are mostly about 80 to 90% Mosin scientists and researchers and engineers here, but there are a handful of Gassian scientists as well that look to be assisting some of the projects going on in the location.
Boo. Get out of my country.
They're gonna lock you up one of these days, you're racist. But a lightly dressed staff member finds and informs you all of your transport's arrival, and that it is time to gather your things and to depart. It does not take long to gather your stuff, of course, because there's not much to again, not much to do here, not much to unpack. But you do find a trio of these dune treaders that are out in this front line of the building on this road that connects to this main. Around here, my bad. Toward this main line here, this intersection. And as you gotta walk outside, you do see the kind of partially elevated train tracks that also head towards the city of Petrita in the distance. It is due to it being a ride handled by the governance of Eremos itself, you are protected from the interior of it from the elements. There is a plentiful stock of water and food because it is a 5-day trip back to Petrita on these dune treaders, and it's 5 days back of just you going through open sand on a road. There's this paved road and then sand and dunes left and right. No other settlements. You might see people on occasion walking in these small groups, these small nomadic groups that you may or may not be aware of, those that have researched anything about Eremos, that walk for a bit or have small little tent encampments set up around small pits of dunes themselves, but it is just open sand in every direction but forward and back where this road is or where these train tracks are. There is nothing else to be seen. The only thing in view is the city of Petrita in the distance. And you eventually arrive there on this day. You begin to enter the city limits. The city of Petrita is unlike anything seen in Gaspillage. There are very few lights, even as you arrive late in the evening. Most of the glows come from a portion of the city to the northeast. The rest of the city is dim, and to your amazement, after spending so much time in Gaspillage, the city is sparse. Buildings aren't clustered together. None of them are above 3 stories. As a matter of fact, there is very little uniformity to most structures. They each have their own shape and personality, a uniqueness not found in almost any other structure around them. The roads are still this smooth sandstone. Lampposts are cool colors as opposed to the bright flame of other lanterns. As these chemical lights seem to glow within, there is a tranquility and calmness found in not only the layout but even the infrastructure of Petrita. Even for those of you not here, it feels like a very homely or close-knit community. It has a very small town feel despite it being a major city, and I'll pull you all to the map. Hope it doesn't have the fucking lighting on it right now. Let's see, lighting. Oh, it does. Turn off these. Turn on these. Turn on that. Thank you. And we do this. Perfect. And I will now put your tokens here to show you in case where you are in the city. You all came in from this side. Right on down here. Bing bong. It's also a much smaller city. The overall length from end to end is about 10 miles. It is a much smaller city than Gaspillage has in any of its other cities. The only thing I've noticed is in the city is a large spire in the center of the city that seems to be where, over in this area, where the roads kind of spiral inwards almost. There's a large spire in the center. Massive spire, well above even the tall 3-story building. It has a staircase circling its exterior to the top and a small platform up there. It looks to be a focal point signifying the city's presence. Petrita itself appears to be a marvel of cultural unity for the Mosin people. The faint clunking of wheels on metal tracks is heard off to your west. You see a vehicle almost identical to a Gassian steam train rolls into the city from the far west side and comes to a stop within a long open station. Your car begins to veer in that direction, and after only 20 or so minutes of driving, you arrive at a wide 2-story building. A sign, or I guess the words emblazoned above the canopied entrance say, Petrita Visitor Center. The other passengers begin to disembark, grabbing their bags. Renee and Otto walk out in front of the group. Otto steps forward. On behalf of the Senatus, welcome to Petrita. You each have rooms to share with 2 or 3 others. Just tell the staff 2 or 3 at the desk, and they will guide you to your lodgings. All the amenities are free of charge while you are here, but beyond that, please treat the city, its people, and our culture with respect. Enjoy your stay, and thank you for visiting. and he climbs back into one of the dune treaders, and it takes him down the road back toward the city center without a moment's hesitation. And you all are in this section of the egress ward. And you are free to do as you wish. The city of Putrida is yours to explore, or to sleep if you wish to rest for the evening. There we go. There it is. I also... No, a bit later. No, it's fine now. I need someone to roll me a D100, please. Well, I guess you know. Oh, that works. Okay, we'll hold that there. You hold that there. I'm going to leave that for a second. I'll give you that. Thank you. Put in the chat. I should have waited a bit longer. What do you all wish to do in Putrida? You are in the city. You do have... Is it in the journal? The handout? The pictures in the handout still? The one from the lighthouse? Can anyone verify it's still in there? Or if you can see it or not? Because I'm not sure if you guys can see it or only I can see it.
No. Wait.
Observe.
Yes, there it is.
Right there?
Yep, I see the circle in the...
Okay, yeah. That was the... Beyond Vincent's words is the only lead you have to go on right now. However, the city is yours. It is... Move the clock back a bit. About 7:40 in the evening as you'll arrive here. What would you all care to do in this moment? There are a plethora of locations you can go to, or you can bed for the evening and explore tomorrow, but... Well, I guess first, who is lodging with who? It is rooms for 2 or 3 people. Who is lodging with who in different rooms? That is an important thing to know, actually. For the sake of sanity, I'm going to put... I'm putting Alexandra and Cosmina together for the sake of Char not being here.
Obviously, I have to be with Lucy, and that shit's like given. He's been my roommate since I spawned.
I'll bunk with Yuri. Yuri's cool with that.
I mean, it's up to you guys. It is 2 to 3 per room. Up to you guys who wants to go with who.
You want to just do group 2 together? That aspect.
I'm just gonna go wherever.
I mean,
Yuri's probably...
You get to choose. You can ask. The whole party's... Everyone except for, I guess, Jay and Char are here. You can ask whoever you'd like to bunk with. Alright, and Tarek.
I mean, where are those 3 missing people assumed to be, though?
Cosmina's staying with Alexandra. Jaleel and Marlon are up in the air until everyone's here to decide where they want to stay. This is if anyone wants to have a chance to talk with another person in the many parties, this is your chance to bunk with someone, because you won't be in the city for the full 30 days unless you choose to stay here, but you technically will be in Eremos for about a month.
I'm okay with roommates.
Well, you have to be with Cosmina. You two.
Yeah.
Everyone else is an icky boy.
Oh, I was like, why is he splitting up like that? That's weird.
Everyone else is an icky boy, yeah. And Brandon, most people are fairly certain that because his dad found out she'd stayed in the room with the boy, that he might send like the guard after them or something.
Yeah, no thank you.
Wow.
He is still a father, of course. But yeah, so by proxy, it has to be you and Cosmina, because I think that'd be what Cosmina probably choose herself anyways. Lucy, do you want to stay with Drew? I mean, I'll give you a pick. I know Drew wants to stay with Lucy, but Lucy, you want to stay with Drew as well?
Yeah. You ain't drinking my alcohol, so I don't care.
About you, Nasir, who you want to bunk with?
I'll do whoever's left over.
I mean, the current availabilities are Jaleel, Yuri, Alexi, and Marlon. So you got Crazy Old Man, Fisherman, Big Buff Guy.
Crazy. I'm a doctor.
I know. You got Doctor Guy, Fisher Guy, Buff Guy, and History Guy.
What a great selling point. The buff guy.
So those are your options to limit it.
Not the greatest options.
And again, you can choose 2 of them, because it is 2 to 3 allowed.
These are not good options.
That's crazy work. I'm going,
Nasir,
I'm going wherever Nasir isn't. Fuck you.
you wanna bunk? You know what? I'm
This
putting
is a
you.
great option. He's the best out of all of them.
You know, Yuri, I'm putting you with. At the very least, I'm
Do it.
putting you with Jaleel. At the very least,
Hell yeah.
because he's also a history guy. You seem to be interested in history stuff, so he'll have to bunk with you.
Oh,
So-
actually, Jalil's the best option.
So,
I do
so
wanna
that
talk
means
to
by
Jaleel
proxy,
anyway.
you're with Nasir with Yuri as well by proxy this year, because it's
The crazy old man.
as we get
Man.
Marlon and Yuri, the two fishers together, Marlon and Yuri, or Alexi, Marlon and Alexi, two fishers together. Wonderful.
I'd be
I
down
got
with that.
Marlon was.
You talk about fishing the entire time.
Perfect. Here's the room composition. You all are guided to your room, and the amenities here are fucking insane, I will admit. I know I wrote them, but they're really good.
God.
The amenities at the visitor center are, hold on to your hats, they are diabolical. I might have gone a bit too hard in the paint, but there's no takesies backsies now. It has a sauna. It has a bathhouse. It has a pool. It has meal service for all 3 meals down in the little dining room. It's got 1 meal per day room service. It's got a lounge with music, games, and books. It's got a fitness studio. It's got morning and evening tours, and it's got camel sled shuttling to any of the wards every 4 hours. But as you arrive, they would already be offering up dinner. Dinner would already be in service right now as you guys arrive here. They'd already have the dinner line going on. So the staff will take your bags to your rooms so y'all can get dinner. And of course, you're going to take the food to your room. There's no problem taking the food to your room. So we will jump to, because I'm gonna put Alexandra with Lucian and Drew for dinner because Char's not here, obviously. So Lizzie, you're with Jose and Chris right now for dinner, and I'll put Alexi with Nasir and Yuri for right now because Marlon's not here.
Oh God.
Just so that they aren't in a room with NPCs who can't say anything.
Please, God, free me.
You could have bunked with us, just saying.
You did choose Yuri.
Lucian is unhinged.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Aren't you crazy?
No.
No, I think you just saw him try to shoot a squirrel and assumed a lot of
You
things.
caught him at a bad time. He was sleep deprived and on edge.
I guess.
For like 4 days straight. So what do you want from me?
Better decisions, really.
I think you just hate
You tried
everyone.
being sleep deprived.
I think everyone's a little bit quirky.
Fucking shot at.
You're racist.
Just be quirky. Yeah.
You're
Yes. I'm like, Jalil's fine. I don't know what's up with this.
Racist. That's his quirk.
Jaleel has been training a squirrel with pocket raisins to attack people and steal from them.
He's fine.
He's been doing it publicly too. Like you can watch him do it.
No, you want to see unhinged? I got you. Say less.
But
I'm over here taking care of my friends and I get called unhinged. That's
Lucian, Drew, and Alexandra, what do you 3 wish to do after dinner? Now it's 8 p.m. You're welcome to explore the city. The shuttling does go throughout the night. It does stop at midnight though, but it does go throughout the night. It does go. And if you were to go anywhere, right, just your way, the shuttle would be arriving at 8 p.m. exactly on the dot. So if you were to head anywhere right now, this would be the time to go because it will only be here for a few minutes before it heads out to wherever it's going to go next. Same for you, Yuri, Nasir, and Alexi. There is a current shuttle that has arrived at the center if you would have anywhere in the city. Or you can wait till morning.
Anywhere.
Or you can wait till morning, of course. It is late in the evening.
You know what? All right. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna look at the moon while looking at my book to decide what emotion it should be invoking and see if I feel it.
He's fucking crazy.
Go ahead and roll me charisma, please.
Only 13 saves.
How long do you stare at it, to be exact?
Oh god.
Well, first I get the proper emotion, which I think we said was apathy, if I'm right. And so I will stare at it for at least 30 seconds to see if I start to feel more apathy from it.
Okay, yeah, just roll me charisma then. 58. The only different. It's been too long.
Pretty apathetic of me.
Yeah, you don't shut up. But yeah, you don't feel any different. I mean, it's the moon, I guess.
Just a study, just a test. Otherwise, Yuri's realistically gonna sleep. My bones have been rattled.
All right. In that case, if no one's anything that we should do tonight, we will skip to the morning. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Anyone wish to leave at 4 a.m. to go anywhere in the city before I move the clock forward to the next timestamp, which would be 8 a.m.
Is there like a coffee shop or something?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You were in the to summarize the wards, you would hear. I say all of you when you first arrived would have gotten the rundown of the different wards in the city. To summarize all of the wards in Patrita. There it is. Up here, the Crofting Ward is mostly farms and gardens that are privately owned or sometimes funded by the government and protected by them, depending on what they're growing. There's the Egress Ward, which is meant for recuperation, rest, and the temporary stay of travelers and visitors. There is the Gyre Ward in the center, which is the kind of spiraling roads that kind of go to the center that are all the governmental and cultural locations of importance, or at least most of them. They take you past a lot of historical structures and protected homes that belong to old families. And then there's the Menage Ward up in the northeast, which is for families, communities, and cooperative living. It is a lot of... It's like your typical, like co-op town kind of feeling there. Lots of markets and family get-togethers. People play out in the streets with their kids, that kind of shit. But there's definitely coffee shops in the Egress Ward because this is a place where you would have seen out in this ward is beyond the visitor center is one of the train stations from Port Contact, which is the one towards the western coast. It is the port closest to Gaspia. This is where a lot of the Gassian travelers would come into from their ports if they're just standard travelers.
Okay.
So you would definitely find coffee shops here. Of course, it is more unless like the pots that are kind of handled over in Gaspia. These are like freshly ground coffee beans they do on the spot for you when you order something and all that stuff. They have just like a whole pot. They freshly grind each coffee bean for whoever wants it. And the coffee here is got it's like a sweeter, almost like inherently maple kind of flavor to it, just from the beans that are there.
Dope. Yeah. Oh wait, are the coffee shops like open right now?
Oh yeah.
4 o'clock. Okay.
Morning is when things need to be done usually. It's when it's a lot hotter at night, so most businesses open up early here to get the most out of the day.
Okay.
Honestly, it probably would have just been opening up when you got there at about 4 in the morning.
Awesome. I'll just dress up in my what's it called?
Just your Mosin attire, you guys. Just some basic clothing, very light.
Fucking Mosin attire.
Damn.
Wow.
Has to balance out the party because of your ass.
Balance the scales.
My black and gold suit.
Damn!
Be rolling out.
Where would you like to go? What ward would you like to head to?
Wherever the coffee shop is.
Oh, okay, they're already there. I need you to roll me a D100, please.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay, sorry. My bad, you got it. Higher or lower, my good sir?
Wait, can I use whirlpool?
It's not a skill check. You need to know higher or low. It's not a skill check.
Oh.
Oh, Jay's here! I see him in the game, but my Discord's muted, so I didn't know he joined the call.
Hi.
Hi, Jay. Hi? Okay. Alright. You should roll me one more D100 then. Alright, thank you. 60. You would vaguely catch in this moment the scent of a Gassian cologne, like on the wind, very faintly.
Nutty. Do I recognize this scent from somewhere or someone?
That's the thing, you don't. Most people that have a scent that you've gotten, you can recognize now. This is a scent you do not recognize because... Actually, roll me wisdom at advantage, please.
Oh, okay. Oh.
At advantage. P3. You faintly got over this cologne at the gallery robbery, the successful one.
You got shit. Okay.
Mason, your keyboard! Mason!
Sorry! Sorry.
It was the only cologne you got off of that entire night. The only one you got. You already had your coffee. At this point, you'd have your little mug in your hand out in like the...
Okay.
You'd be like by one of the streets, and it would kind of like waft by briefly from like somewhere down the road where the wind blows toward, like it means some kind of in the wind with it.
I'm going to follow it, or at least like try to.
Okay. Drew, would you be awake at 4 in the morning? Or would you be asleep still?
I'd still be sleeping. I don't wake up until like 7, 6 o'clock.
All right, just checking.
Oh, okay. Would a D10 change the outcome by chance?
If you can get it above, I believe if you can get above a 60, it will. You need to get like an 8+, I believe, to change the outcome officially.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. Oh damn! Okay, all right. Let me just make sure I got that right. Okay, with that, beyond just picking up the scent, I will allow you can accomplish one more thing with what you're trying to do. So you've got the scent. You can accomplish one more task as it pertains to trying to follow the scent. How do you want to try and, I guess, narrow in on the scent exactly? Because it is just being kind of pulled in from the wind, and you barely just got the kind of the smell of it.
But, fuck, I don't know.
So, I mean, it's up to you. However you wish to try and, I mean, you don't have to take the extra bit here, but it's just an extra a little fucking, like, bit of information or advantage you can give yourself when trying to follow this. It is one extra thing. You can, how do you wish to maintain track of this scent and follow it? Because you already succeeded. You can't fail here. You already succeeded. I just want to know if you want to glean anything else from this scent. Like you could glean distance or like how recent it is, anything like that. Like you could.
I mean, you said faintly, so I would assume it's been carried by the wind for a hot minute.
You'd like to know the distance or how possibly far, or I guess that's how recent they might have passed.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, we're going to choose distance or recency.
Let's do distance.
Distance? Not far at all. Maybe within like, let's see, we get the measure out. Yeah, maybe within like a mile or so. You want to say?
Okay, I would politely put my mug on one of the tables and I'd say jog at a brisk pace, just enjoying the nice cool air.
Okay, Let me shrink down your token real fast for this map. There we go. Beginning to jog through the humidish air, trying not to get too much sweat on your suit. You rolled a 60. Perfect. Actually worked great. You would see one of the Dune Treaders stopping. You can't see what's in there, but you do see at least two familiar faces get out of this Dune Treader and begin to walk. You see there's a bunch of people in the back kind of being, somehow you all were taken to your visitor center. You do see two figures get out of it and kind of nod to the rest of the cart as they begin, or the Treader begins to ride off. You see, put them on the map, and also, you know one of their names, but I'll put them on the map. You would see, where did my fucking thing go? There you go. This fellow here, as well as Norman Young, the person you encountered on the rooftop. Both of them get out. Norman kind of nods to the Dune Traders that begins to pull off somewhere else.
Wait, he's the the previous investigator?
Yes.
And then the left.
He's one of the. You're not sure what role he serves in Vincent's crew, but he was on top of the lighthouse as well with everyone else that was there. They both climbed out of this Dune Treader. And they give a nod to the vehicle and then begin to walk into kind of an alleyway off to the side.
Okay, I'm gonna follow them into not follow them into it, but post up next to the wall and peek around the corner.
Go ahead and roll me either dexterity or intelligence to see how well you can hide.
Lucian, don't fail me now. Hello. God damn it.
They're half keeping watch. Because again, it's early morning. They're not expecting many people to be out here. So you see both of them looking around halfway. More so Norman looking around than the other fellow. And as you kind of peek around and kind of peek back, a bit of the sandstone, by the street there, the sand kind of kicks off from your foot as you move your foot back. He kind of peers his head over your direction. And nods towards you, the little head gesture, head point towards your location. You want the guy kind of look over there as well. They're both looking in your direction for a second. No one kind of reaches into his jacket, but doesn't do anything yet. He should reach into his coat for a second and keeps his hand concealed behind the flap of his current jacket he's wearing. They seem to have noticed you, but they're not approaching directly. They're kind of holding back and just watching that section for a moment here.
I'm gonna stay completely still.
Norman keeps watching. at this point, you kind of peer back and can't see what they're doing anymore. You kind of hear the kind of creaking of a metal door opening up, and of it thudding. You hear faint whispering. And you hear shuffle.
Can I try to listen to the
Yeah, go ahead and roll me wisdom, please.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah. Inside this way. Come on, down there. And then you hear the faint shuffling of footfalls. Then you hear the something slamming closed again. Or I guess quietly being pulled shut, but it is a quiet morning. But you hear the kind of clanging and the something locking.
Can I walk up to the door they went into and see if I can listen through the door?
You walk up.
By chance?
There's a door there, but it's like a metal basement hatch almost.
Oh, I see.
Currently sealed.
Is there any other way inside?
In
I guess
this
to that building? Or...
This building, let me see, actually make sure I get this right, the right building here, so I don't tell you the wrong information. You're not entirely sure what this building is. It looks to be maybe not a housing unit, but because you're in the egress ward, so this looks to be maybe a souvenir shop of some kind.
Hmm. Okay. Is there like one way into the alley, or is there like two entrances?
Two entrances. It goes back down towards the end at the back of it.
Is there a store across the street?
There is, yes. The one across the street looks to be, again, just opening. Looks to be like a clothing store of some kind.
I'm gonna chill in there and keep watch.
Could you go ahead and roll me a wisdom check, please?
Okay.
Real fast.
Yeah.
I know I'm asking for a lot of wisdom
30.
checks, but that's how you spot things usually. 70. Is being to turn to walk in the alleyway from almost the same corner you were at.
Shit.
Someone is you catch the glimpse of someone at the corner where you're at. They're waiting as well. The corner where you had been previously watching them. There's someone at the corner of that, just barely cut the flap of a coat of some kind at the corner there.
Can I sniff?
You smell. It is again not a there's you get a scent, but it's not one you're familiar with. And it doesn't linger there for long either. It's like an herbal, kind of smoky scent.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just call out. I saw you behind the wall. Fuck. I saw you behind the wall. I mean you no harm.
You hear the thing kind of striking of a match, and Norman walks around from the corner. His hand still in his coat, brings it out, puts the matchbox away. And I saw you when you were looking at us from the exact same spot.
Wasn't my best attempt, but
So why are you following us?
oh,
Well, I know why you're following us, but you came alone. Not a good choice, in my opinion.
It's the morning. I'm not really full of bright ideas right now.
The hatch behind you opens up, and you see the other person comes out with their slug thrower aimed at your back right now. As they open the hatch up. Why don't you step on inside?
One person?
Yeah, so currently it's Norman on one end, and behind you where that basement hatch was, the other person just opened it up and has their slug thrower aimed at you right now.
Awesome.
Why don't you just step on inside? We can talk things out, and then go on our way.
Yeah. Sure. And I turn around. I just give a nod to the dude with the slug.
He'll nod
Yeah,
back
go
and then
on.
begin to lower it. He kind of has like one hand out, doesn't keep trying to go for it, but he's the hand on the thrower. He kind of lowers it from your back though, or from your chest now. Norman begins to guide you inside. We'll come back to you. We jump now. About
Fuck.
say 2 hours later. The rest of the group, you all wake up to the. It is bright in the morning, early morning, it's about 6 a.m. to a bell ringing, and you hear in a very broken Gassian dialect, breakfast.
Breakfast.
And you all awaken to the breakfast bell. Drew, when you wake up, Lucian is not in the room at all. Marlon, you wake up to Alexei having a nasty hangover,
Why am I not surprised?
halfway off the bed. Also, you weren't here. There's a lot of shit in this visitor center you can stay at. At the visitor center you're at right now. There's 3 meals a day. Once a day you can get room service. It's got a sauna, a bathhouse, public showers, a fitness center or studio.
Who's paying for this?
The government is, because you came here with Renee Lauder and Wesley Adams, who are both members of the Interlock of Gaspillage.
Okay.
And also your guests of Otto Bendelli, who is one of the leaders of the Gentocracy in Eremos. So this whole stay is being covered by the government.
Okay. As long as I'm coming out of my paycheck.
Well, I guess it's covered by both governments, technically speaking. But you guys got here late at night, had dinner, dropped off your bags, went to bed. And you're waking up. Oh, Tark's here. Holy shit, we got Jaleel here too? Damn! And just so you know, the room lineup, Jay, it is you and Alexi. It is Yuri, Jaleel, and Nasir, Lucian and Drew, Alexandra, and Cosmina is the room setup right now. So, we'll actually go to... Yeah, your room first. Marlon and Alexi. You wake up for the breakfast call. Alexi, you roll out of bed. After saying the word breakfast, you kind of thumb on the ground.
Oh. What, you thought with Alexi?
Yep.
Okay. The fuck? I don't even think Marlon's surprised that he's fucking pissed drunk. Was he? Oh, was it because of us flying?
Yeah.
Bah, that right. Okay.
Beyond getting a cocktail whenever they brought the 3 meals around the plane, whenever they brought snacks around, they gave Alexi a bottle of Captain Connie's beer.
Yeah.
To make sure he stayed buzzed the entire flight so he wouldn't be as panicked.
Ah.
I could buy beer and liquor. Bad idea.
Oh boy. I'll go give him at least a cup of water so he can start washing that shit down.
Think my order.
Huh?
So what are the two after brushing your teeth, washing your face, head down to breakfast?
Helping the man stand.
Oh yeah, and helping
Yes.
him stand. Nasir and Jaleel. You two. I guess Yuri as well, but I don't think Christian's here right now. He should be gone at the moment. Nasir and Jaleel. You two wake up in the room to the breakfast bell. Yuri is already awake and heading downstairs to get breakfast right now as it is. What do you two do? Naomi's dead. Tark is typing.
I'm not that dead. He's going to get food.
Unfortunate.
Okay. Alright.
So you're going to get food. Let's see what Tark's typing. I'm going for Tark to type first. Type, damn you, Tark. Type! And then Alexandra, of course. Cosmina's up to get breakfast as well. Are you going to have breakfast as well, Cosmina? Or Alexandra?
Yeah, I'm going to breakfast after neatly putting my photo next to my dresser.
Yeah! Alexandra's living the fucking tourist life, I swear. She's like, fuck yeah, dude. Free trip overseas paid by the government and free stay?
Yeah.
This is sick. Got a picture too. Tark isn't typing. Tark hates us.
Everyone loves free.
Poor Nana. Sorry, there's a wild banshee playing a game across my house.
Wild banshee.
What?
Oh, Tark shall work. Oh, you're at work. Okay, you're at work. Okay, Tark shall work. He's just listening in. In that case, Jose, Drew, you here? Bro's macking on pizza.
Oh, some pizza.
I will say in that case, you all arrive downstairs for breakfast. None of you see Lucian earlier this morning. And I don't know if Jose's here or not, but Drew would mention that Lucian was not there when he woke up at 6. Oh, Jose, you're here. Drew,
Yeah.
when you woke up at when did you wake up? Like 6 o'clock? I mean, the breakfast was at 6 o'clock. When does he wake up normally?
Like 7.
Oh, when you were forced to wake up at 6 a.m. for the breakfast bell for a moment, you looked around and did not see Lucian in the room at all. His bed was already made. His stuff was not all of his stuff, but like his day-to-day gear was already gone. He was not in there when you woke up this morning. And you would have heard him leaving about like 4 o'clock in the morning earlier, heading out.
Okay, but I did hear him. Okay.
You'd not hear him leave, but not hear him come back, and he's still not back now as they're serving breakfast.
Understood.
Yeah, you all get downstairs, have breakfast, and you have leads you can follow in the city if you'd like, possibly. Or no, rather you have no lead besides the picture to follow in the city. You're in you're back almost at, in terms of gathering a proper guideline to Vincent and where they're going, you only have this one picture. Beyond that, you're at ground zero again for hunting them down. after breakfast, or rather, either after or during breakfast, what would you all discuss or care to do in this moment? Because it is about 6:30 now. I'll say at about 6:30, Drew and everyone else should notice Lucian is still not back by about 6:30, going on 7 now. After breakfast has concluded.
I mean, do we have plans that we all needed to be at or something?
I mean, you are trying to hunt a man down right now. Beyond that, no, I guess. You are just in a different continent. No, you don't have any plans. You're not busy, but you all chose to come here to follow Vincent. So there's beyond doing that, you don't really have any business here. I mean, other people that from the Skycart that were on board that are in the city somewhere.
Bro could just be vibing out somewhere, I guess. I don't.
Alright, I mean, and we're gonna go anywhere?
Alexi would probably do their best to find Yuri. Alexi would probably do their best to, find Yuri and, probably grab Marlon and stuff and ask what everyone else is kind of up to today. Even though, hungover, but also just, like, Alexi's done multiple jobs hungover as shit. I'm a fisherman. That's what we do.
Oh my God.
So like, there's that thing. So like, we go to find Vincent, and like, with that whole thing, it's better to try to find them now. But Lucian being disappeared is kind of a little alarming, and I would try to see if anybody would have any idea of where he could have gone.
Okay, what were you saying, Jose, Drew?
Did Lucian like mention going anywhere last night, or is this like an honest, just genuine disappearance?
It's up to you, Chris. Did Lucian tell Drew he was going when he left in the morning? He just leave early in the morning, very quietly.
Oh, I dipped. I like doing things for myself.
No, he didn't tell you a damn thing, Drew. You saw him leaving. He just walked out without a word.
All right, well then, fuck this, man. I'm gonna go wander the city.
Where are you going?
I just wander the city to see what attracts my eye.
Okay. Let me grab your token.
I'll remember this anyways.
I'll remember this as damn. This the boys are breaking up, bro. This is the homies, the dynamic duo.
You're moving to the backyard when we get back.
Damn. No more couch for you, Drew. He said he's putting you on the fucking floor. And then Nasir and Alexandra, you would hear, I guess, in discussions with. I guess, Drew, would you tell them that you have no clue where Lucian went? Because Alexi would have brought up to everyone that he wants to try and find out what happened to Lucian to some degree. Because seeing as you're all looking for Vincent, having one of you missing is.
Yeah, I would have told him I have no clue. I'm like, yeah, he never mentioned anything to me. But you have fun with that. I know he has his own moments.
Yeah, he's just a chill guy. He walks off because Drew's just a chill guy. That brings us to Marlon, Nasir, Alexandra, and Alexi. You four. I mean, technically you're here as well, but not right now. You four are free to go where you wish as a crew. As Drew is heading off somewhere else, where would you four like to go?
Where are we going?
To summarize as well, Jay, Egress Ward is for travelers, visitors, and people that aren't staying long. The Crofting Ward is for farms and gardens and stuff like that. The Gyre Ward is for buildings of cultural importance and government structures. The Menage Ward is for families and communities and like markets along those lines.
I think the Gyre Ward would be the best bed.
Yo, where's the entertainment ward?
There is actually, if you ask for a guided tour, there's actually an opera house up in the Menage Ward.
It's not the all right.
No. Who are you looking for, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Alexander and Nasir, would you be joining the rest of them to the Menage Ward?
I'll go.
Nasir, about you? Anywhere you wish to go in particular, Nasir, or you want to follow them as well?
How far is my house?
Probably in the Menage ward. That's where most of
I'm
them...
going.
Heading there?
Yeah.
I will grab the Seer token. And where did you want to go again, Drew?
Sorry, can you give one more description of the ward? 'Cause I just said whichever, like, I just said go where would, like, attract me the most.
Ah, will attract Drew the most. I think, let me go look at the different wards here. Crofting is gardens and farms. Egress is travelers and more like tourist attraction type stuff. Gyre ward is government buildings and history. And the Menage ward is families and co-op centers and markets. So probably, I'll put you and Nasir together up here. And I'll put the rest of the party over here. In the Gyre ward. So we go to... Technically, it's Yuri, Alexandra, Cosmina, and Alexi. But for right now, it's just Alexandra and Alexi. You two arrive at the Gyre ward, and you're looking for what exactly? What do you try to look for in the ward here?
Personally, I'm probably looking for things of like cultural importance that might be halfway that looks similar to anything we found, or related in any way. Kind of like, is there anything here that is, you know, what's the word, coincidentally similar or something?
There's
or
that
things related to the moon.
There's that. I mean, other than there's a tall ass spire in the center of the Gyre ward, but there are a few other things here. There's also the Great Hall of Potential Learning, which is the big school, but that doesn't matter. There is the closest you can get to things of importance would be the Memory Vault here, which is basically the equivalent to like, it is a museum that is personal to the culture or peoples of a certain region. So this is the Patrician Memory Vault that is here.
Gotcha.
But beyond that, anything that would have cultural or historical importance would be that large spire possibly, but there's nothing really to read about it. It is just a large spire that has like a small sign in front of it and a staircase you can climb if you want to, but it's like it's currently being blocked off.
Another question I have: do Mojans and people from Caspia speak the same language?
No. No, they do not. No, they do not.
So,
but luckily you have... Oh, no, you don't. No, you do. You have Jalil with you. You do. Jalil can translate. Since Tark is listening in and can't talk, we'll have Jalil be your translator right now.
I'm gonna be like, what's his name from Good Burger? I know some of these words.
Luckily for Drew, you're with Nasir technically speaking right now, as you both took the same shuttle to the Menage ward, so you do also have a translator technically speaking.
Oh God, I'm not gonna be able to get around fucking anywhere here.
It's gonna be rough. But where would you, of those two buildings, where would you like to go? I guess of the two locations, one is of course you can enter the building, which is the Memory Vault. The other one is the spire.
Which one do you guys think would be more apt to for our goals?
It's technically just you and Alexandra right now because Christian is not here at the moment, so it's between you and Alexandra.
Which one do you, Alexandra, think would be more apt for our goals?
There was the second one. What was it? The artifact, the monument.
The vault, or the tower, or the spire thing.
Yeah. The spire.
The spire sounds good. Is it made of obsidian?
It is. Currently, it is. It's like roped off, and there's a few looks like security type people standing around it.
Gabe just flat ignoring.
You have to before I break your neck. Like you can currently you can look at it, but it looks like it's not open for people to climb up it at the moment. It is like a very old location. Roll me a D100, please.
Both of us?
Just one of you.
I'll do this 10. Maybe I shouldn't have.
Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it. What would you all be doing at this spire? There is a Gassian translation for it to read because it is written in The actual plaque is written in Mosin.
Third place.
It is.
There are words here.
Third place.
Yeah, those words are not translated. What it does translate to you below for, I guess rather what Jaleel will translate it to you to say to you is it is the Tower of Solidarity is what it translates to roughly. Rough translation of that into any language you understand. And again, looking close now, if you're up close, it is a staircase that goes up this tall spire type tower that is tipped with something you can't see fairly high up, but there's a small platform up there with like a pedestal of some kind up there. But from this angle, it's hard to see what is at the top of the pedestal. And it does go up about 5 stories or so. No railing, just a staircase that spirals up around the exterior of it to the top of this point.
And it's roped off. We can't go up there.
Not right now, no. It looks like there's people kind of. Most people here are Mosins, so they kind of look at it for a second. They might mutter some sort of something in the language that you don't understand before they will continue their day. Some people are just kind of seeing this like an open kind of park area around it, just talking with their families or friends. But no, currently no one is able to go up there. It looks like.
Tower of Solidarity. Solidarity of what?
I do not know.
I will say, go ahead, Alexandra, and roll me a wisdom check. You do have an eavesdropping thing, so go ahead and roll me a wisdom check. And I will say, do not add any bonus to it for the eavesdropping feature. This is just because you have that ability. I need you to roll me a wisdom check. Oh. Never mind, Alexandra. I apologize.
Uh-oh.
There are a lot of conversations around. You're trying to pick up on any important information that you can decipher and possibly ask Julia what it means. But there's a lot of things, language you're not too familiar with yourself. Can't really get a grasp on most of what is being spoken here, unfortunately.
Can we walk around the tower? Like, is there anything different?
You can walk around. Nothing different. Just different angles of the same thing. But again, it's hard to see what's at the very top besides this pedestal. You can't really see what's at the very top besides that.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Is there anything I can do? Quick question.
Yeah.
I have a telescope.
Yes, you do.
Could I give that to the translator, see if they could find, or could I try to find anything that would be of note, any wording, anything that looks interesting on it with the telescope?
Go ahead and, go ahead. Give me a wisdom check.
Not perception, or?
We don't have perception in this game.
No, sorry. Could I use my lookout feature then?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it would just be lookout because the other one's for.
Yeah, so just be wisdom check, and you use that feature for it.
Okay, sounds good. Come on, Mason needs a new pair of shoes.
I'll go over my screen to see what you got.
You get flip flops.
Let me add my D10. That's good, but add my D10. 75.
Let me go look at my success threshold to see what you get from that. Of course, you do see something more. Let me see how much more. Successes, 75. Okay. So, from what you've asked, I can give you 3 bits of information from this. At the very top of the spire, of course, there's this pedestal on top of this platform. On the platform, on the pedestal itself is a 3-pronged claw almost shape at the very top.
Interesting.
Looking at you're not too familiar with materials or their composition, but it is definitely a different type of material than some of the other buildings around it. So definitely something different than the other structures, but you're not... Materials isn't really your forte, but you do manage to pick up on that. Unless you have a closer look with your telescope, and you're able to glean a bit more than what it...
Would I be able to ascertain whether it's like constructed like metal or rock or...
It is definitely like a rock structure, like a very condensed rock or sediment type material, compounded sediment type material, for sure.
I swear to God, if it's obsidian, I'm gonna smack you. Not actually, I just find it funny.
But again, you're not... Material science isn't really your forte. You are indeed a fisherman, but you can't really tell that this is a different stone than the other stones of the buildings around me.
Gotcha.
And there is definitely a three-pronged structure up top of the pedestal.
Okay.
Or three-pronged thing at the top of the pedestal. Like claw type thing. And that's what you gain from taking a look at that.
But that's only 2 things. You said 3 things.
You asked me. Okay, one more question. One more question.
Get his ass.
You know what? Marlon loses his legs.
I did nothing wrong.
Oh yeah, you were also there. You were there too, Marlon. What the fuck? You've been quiet as hell.
Oh, I am there too. You didn't say my name.
I forgot because the groups that are separate have their own pictures. You're with this group right here. I forgot about that. So it's Marlon, Alexandra, and Alexi right now until
Damn.
Kristen gets back.
Crazy how I have not been listening either.
Piece of shit. What is one final thing you should learn from this, Alexi? That you should just possibly spot.
The
burden of success is heavy.
Words. Any words?
Learn what a slur is. There
No
you go.
words can be seen from this angle.
Fuck.
You do. I mean, you would see the, I guess, the Mosin translation of it, but there's no words on the actual exterior make of it. And if there were any words on top of the pedestal or on top of the claw, you need to be up there to read them yourself. But you would at the very least get the Mosin wording for what this is called.
Okay, and that's the hub.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Un solidarite. Ah.
You definitely probably said a slur, and there's definitely a Mosin people look at you in disgust right now, probably.
You modeled this after Latin.
A lot of Eremos is a lot of Latin and Greek and Spanish for a lot of the languages here.
Would it be actually asking you just generally would it be gua or sorry gva?
It would not be. I mean, I can tell you the exact language it's currently in. Let me translate. I try to mix the same language together. This one is actually Haitian Creole.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a difficult one for me.
This is Haitian Creole for this language.
Bro, what?
Yeah,
where are we?
You're in Eremos, dog.
I know.
But with that being,
they speak basic.
Basic?
I try to get it.
This is their language. This is you mean basic. This is the language they speak.
Like I know it means the Tower.
Okay, and they need to learn a different one, a better one.
They speak Moderschmal here.
Yeah,
and Gaspillage, you speak Coduquel in Gaspillage. It's the language you speak there.
I'll beat it into them.
Here you guys go. I'll put them in the. Since this is probably a common question, this is technically the language you speak in Gaspillage and how you pronounce it.
Coduquel is like Slavic type deal, isn't it?
I believe. I need to check again. They're all in there so I can translate them for myself later because I don't remember some of the translations. But
gotcha.
And then this is for Eremos with the phonetic pronunciation of them.
Moderschmal.
I mean, yeah, if you want to say like you're from fucking Texas, I guess. Moderschmal.
What do you? I speak that Moderschmal.
Where else would your group like to head to before I jump to Drew and Nasir? There's another location, the Memory Vault. That you I assume actually that Yuri would have gone there himself at this point in time.
Yes, I would like to think Yuri probably would have, especially if we're not getting much from this. Yeah. I got the stuff written down for what I learned with that thing. Can I ask anyone in my group if they would know like what material this might be? Is that fine question to ask?
It would be, but unfortunately, the person that knows material sciences is right up here with Nasir right now.
I was gonna say that's me, buddy.
Yeah, the person that knows material sciences is all the way over there.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say it's a stone-like. I'm gonna keep that in mind that it's stone-like. What color is it?
This is like a blue-gray stone. Let's see, they definitely probably like a bluer stone, but probably got faded with the sand and like the sun bleach over time. But it's definitely like a blue-gray now.
When you mean blue-gray, in what way? Like you're talking, does it due to oxidation and weathering?
Yes, it definitely probably was bluer before, but it's now been weathered and worn down to more of a duller gray.
As somebody who has a mild background in geology and natural sciences, as Mason does, is this azurite?
I can't tell you nothing.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially for doing a lot of, Middle Eastern cultures in Iraq and other things like that. Azurite was very prized, so I'm wondering if you went with that whole thing.
I can't tell you.
Azurite also has this ability of when it gets weathered, worn down, hit by acid rain, it turns to a gray color because of chemical change.
What are you talking about?
I'm on to you!
So you all begin to head to the memory vault. We'll jump now to Drew and Nasir. We're going to end it off at about 10 with Lucian's finale thing to show what's happened to Lucian over the past few hours. We go now to Drew and Nasir. You both dismount the camel sled shell you guys got on. What are you two doing? Drew, I know where you're heading, but what are you two doing? Because you guys are also getting off the same stop.
Where
Drew
are
and
the
Nasir.
bad bitches?
Nasir, you would hear... Should you say in character, Drew?
Yes!
Nasir, you would hear Drew ask where are the bad bitches, I guess.
DM, where are the bad bitches?
My God.
Are you seriously asking this question? As a Mosin, it's a serious question. Ask me as a Mosin citizen, it's a serious question.
I've got to tell him where the bad bitches are. I love my country.
We're here for 3 days.
I mean, you see some baddies over in the opera house. If you look, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for them strong biddies. You go to the farm, in the crofting warm. You're looking for them.
I'm here for 3 days. I'm looking.
You're looking for the singer ones and I guess the daintier, more like I guess ones that live more like a normal average life. Probably the Menage ward. If you're looking for the government official type one that wear all the fancier clothing, probably Gyre ward.
Yeah, I want like a government official that I can low key get information.
I'll probably one of the Gyre ward then. Up here, the Menage ward is more of the.
Wait, I don't understand. Okay, you said where?
Over here in this ward, the Menage ward is more for the like normal families and communities and stuff like that. Where you find your down to earth chick kind of place. Why am I helping him with this? Why am I helping you with this?
It was an in-character question. You have
There's an actual mission. I said there's a mission behind it.
Okay.
We already know I'm the charismatic guy. I got us on the plane without our names being given. I have a mission here. I have a challenge.
So you're looking for the government one instead?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I'll sorry to see her. Drew is not here. You see him go. Drew, you get off and go. This is you realize this is the right place. You're like, this is not who I'm looking for. These are normal ass people. I'm looking for the government people.
But why am I spinning?
I got you one second here.
But yeah, zoom out.
But yeah, Drew, that's what you would know. That's what you would know. So you get off the same cart, off the same shuttle as Nasir, and see a bunch of homes and like marketplaces. And what do you say?
Oh, I'm just like, I don't believe this is what I meant to be. And I hop back on the trolley.
Nasir, you see Drew get off, look around, not be pleased, and get back on the shuttle and leave again.
I guess that's not his type.
I'll leave Drew in the Gyre ward, but separate from everyone else because he's not actually doing stuff with them. We'll have to come back to Drew next session. That means he's got a bit more time. Nasir, you are only a few blocks from your home.
I'm not going to do anything that pushes the story forward at all. Nazir just fucks off. Like, he gave Drew, like, maybe not his address.
Like your neighborhood, I guess? Like a park to meet at or something like that?
Yeah, like if something happens and you can't reach me, this is where I am. I'll be back, though.
Okay, in that case. If you want to, we'll do like small amounts of family discussion stuff, like any notes, the cliff notes for the family discussion next session as well when we get there. You can see if you have picked up anything from them, information I've gotten from them about the city or people late, any items would have gotten from them, that kind of stuff. We'll do all that stuff for that next session.
Nice.
In that case, Drew, we'll have to come back to you next session as well because you're trying to find someone in the government to schmooze for information, which will take a bit of time. The group in the memory vault. I've been saving Yuri's roll for this one for later because Yuri got a 71. Why did I put that as Nasir? So another for later. We'll come back to Yuri's roll. Is Christian back yet? Before I cut it off entirely. He's not. Okay. So we'll come back to the Gyro Ward team. We'll have to come back to everyone here next time because I don't want to go over 10 p.m. because that's my solemn vow to not go beyond 10 p.m. for the game.
My solemn vow.
Yeah. So we jump back to Lucian. It is now 8 a.m. You are not like tied and bound to a chair, but you have been sat down in looks to be an empty room in this kind of basement area.
Yo, send me that TikTok. I'll find that song and learn how to play it on the piano.
What? Oh, he's not talking to us. But Lucian, that's where you'd be. You find yourself 2 hours later. At this point in time, you are in this kind of cellar area beneath where you were before. The other person is kind of across, sitting in a chair, eating something, and Norman is kind of also way off to the side for a moment here, and you hear a faint kind of knocking pattern on the metal door, kind of a doom 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 doom, kind of like one of those basic ass patterns. And this other person you've not seen before, a Mosin person, almost over the hatch, opens it up, and you see Vincent and the remainder of his team walk down.
Oh shit!
So currently in the room with you, Lucian, is Vincent, Andre Stone, that big motherfucker, Norman, and then the 4 others that you got named from Vincent's team are all down this little cellar area.
Oh, he's fought.
Vincent will pull up a chair, kind of drag it across the room, put it in front of you as you're... Again, you're not bound or anything. They're just kind of... You were kind of sat down in the chair and told to wait a second. They gave you like some water so you don't fucking... It is hot as shit, so you are given water so you don't dehydrate.
Wait, so Stone's big ass can fit down there?
I mean, you can fit down there. He's only like, what, 4 inches, 5 inches taller than you are?
Yo, he's thick.
I mean, it's not like a cramped space. It is like a cellar. Like the hatch opens, it's like a small staircase.
Big ass ball. Yeah, it's a small staircase.
I mean, he is. Oh yeah, I mean, he is hunched. Correct. He is hunched right now when he walks down. He's a very large man.
Okay.
All of them are dressed in like similar flowy clothing, but they all have like elbows, knee pads, or elbows and like shin guards, elbow guards, and like these, like the kind of knuckle guarded kind of gloves. Goggles. They're all equipped for, bumps and scrapes and blocking up the sand. You also see that Stone is carrying looks like a small, I say small for him, box off to his side that is currently locked and closed. And he kind of puts it down with a heavy thud as they all kind of set up a ring around the room and just watch as Vince is down in front of you and goes, "So, you followed us here. Got here fast, I must say. But what do you hope to accomplish at this point in time, at this juncture, before things go further?"
First and foremost, Stone, nice to see you again.
Nods your direction.
Looking bigger than ever. That came out wrong. Anyways, I recently had a revelation. And what you said, was it a White House or a lighthouse?
The lighthouse.
Okay. I don't know where I got White House from.
the president was
Um,
attacked.
Probably. Back at the lighthouse, and I recite the when he got like mind controlled.
Oh, the stuff that only you
from
and
the
Alexander
gem.
heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I recite that to him, and like that's something I would like to look forward to and join you in your endeavors.
Lean back in the chair.
Can I
Unlike...
take my jacket off? It's hot as bitch.
Oh, yeah, you
out
can.
here. Okay. I'm sweating through my like $800.
Unlike the people you associate yourself with, there is no going back for what I am doing. I recommend, at the very least, you take the time to venture out into the dunes and see what I want to show you before you decide that. We are welcome to have... You are welcome to join us once you make that decision. However, most of them do not know the full extent of what I know. I've only told them the basics. So if you can withstand what I guide you to, you can join. But this is a decision you must be informed for at all times. My words were meant to spark something in those that are seeking the truth. But the truth brings with it a darkness and insanity to those weak of mind.
Hopefully I'll get shot for this, but can I like reach out a hand?
You try to hand. Stone does take a step forward, and the person kind of have their gun in their holster, but Vincent puts their hands up. What do you stand out for? Just a shake?
Oh yeah.
You clasp your hand. I am pleased to know you wish to join us as well, and it pains me to turn away capable hands. But I'd be irresponsible of me while I'm still sane of mind to drag you into the depths without at least giving you a raft to float on first. If you decide after these next few encounters that this is the path you are deciding to dedicate yourself to, you can join. Most of these people here won't be here the entire time. I don't want them here the entire time unless they choose for that. But until I'm certain I can continue on my own, these are the hands I trust most, and if you can withstand the awful truth of it all in Eremos, you can join us too.
Well then, I look forward toward next encounter.
You do. I can see it. You truly mean that. It is because of that I will give your friends a lead as to where to find you, because I did say you must chase, and if you were to go back now and tell them that we are here, it would give us less of a lead. And he kind of gestures for Stone, who walks over, and it's a very light kind of knot he's being tied around you with this rope. They will find you soon. I will leave an anonymous tip at... He looks over at Norman. The visitors? At the visitor center. And they will come to find you.
Do they got snacks on them? Well, at least like feed me.
Oh yeah, they'll leave like some food and water down here on the table. They leave like I mean, again, your hands are like, your like legs are tied to the chair. Your hands are like tied to like the wrist thing, but they do leave like food and drink there. So if you wanted to like actually like knock over the chair and break out of it, Stone knows you probably could because he knows who you are. But this is more meant to just like signify that they want you to at least not be allowed to follow immediately after them.
Gotcha. And Mr. Vincent.
Yes.
Just a side note, and I like nudge my head towards Stone. He knows I have hands.
I was there to watch the fight too, if you recall. I'm aware of what you can do, which is precisely why I need to make sure you are ready for this.
And one more thing, to make it a bit more realistic, have Stone knock me out.
I don't believe he would object to that. Pretty sure he's upset that you beat him last time.
It was a close call.
You see that large box Stone has, he opens it up, puts an arm in there, and you watch as in the...
Wait a minute. Hold on, man. I said knock me out. Don't do this to me.
Within the large box.
He pulls out a rubber bat.
No, you hear I think like clunk of something, and he pulls his arm out. And you see like this. It's like an arm, like you know how leg braces look. It's like that, but on his arm. And these small like little steam gears in there, kind of begin to click in. He looks at you and goes, "It is no hard feelings." And and for the sake of flavor, you see this large like steam empowered fist clock you in the face for a brief moment before your eyes black out. And as you pass out, and the rest go to the Gyre Ward to visit their family, the last thing you hear, Lucien, is the hatch opening and Vincent and his team leaving before a loud thunk happens, and we'll end the session there.
Good session, Gabe. I gotta get going.
No problem. Thanks for playing, everyone.
Yeah. I'm going to get noodles and coffee.
Thanks for the great session. Have a good
I
night.
apologize for the burp. It came out of nowhere. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're good. I believe... Actually, I forgot. We're on to...
New map?
Oh yeah, this is the new world map.
You just made it
I
Western?
may look older.
Okay.
Thank you all for playing, everyone. I appreciate it.